Ew, you're a nerd.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Whatever.
Nerd.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Mary LK. We got the whole panel with us today. We're here with Lou. We're here with the cat. We're here with Rob. And we're happy to be here today.
What they do, baby?
Don't forget, like, click, share, and subscribe. We want to hear from you. All right, guys. So, who's ready for some topics?
Let's start this.
Okay. It's known for its reviews, mainly of video games, but it does reviews of actually everything. So is it outdated? Are we still trusting their reviews? What's going on?
Have we ever trusted their reviews? That's the real. Have we ever really trusted their reviews?
I bet. Let's start there.
I don't think so. I never liked their reviews. I'm a person who likes to experience it for myself before I listen to anybody else. Sometimes, most of the time. But yeah, IGN. It's kind of crazy. I seen the reviews on what was it, Sparking Zero? They gave it 7. But they also gave what, Star Wars a 7? What else is 7? They gave a bunch of 7s. What are we doing here?
You like throwing 7s around, bro.
What are we doing here? I don't know. It's weird.
I don't really go by any of these reviews. I don't care what critics view most things. I still want to experience it for myself. However, IGN is still kind of popular, and a lot of people do listen to it.
I guess.
Man, it's tough because you have these big syndicated publications that do these reviews, and 9 times out of 10 they either get paid to do the review or mad that they don't get paid to do the review or get early access, so then they just shit on the game.
I heard it's never the same person, right?
It's 9 times out of 10, yeah, it's a different person. But even still, I mean, you could go all over YouTube. The people that actually play like that's what they do. They stream and play games. I go to them. I go on YouTube, watch them because it's unbiased. You got Dreamcast guy, you got
people in the trenches,
Spawn Wave. I mean, there's actual people here that just play video games and have video game morning shows. I mean, they literally drop a new episode every morning talking about news and video games and stuff, and they review these games. Yeah, I'd much rather get my content from them. I feel like IGN, all that stuff is outdated.
Yeah, I feel like their movie reviews are a lot better than their game reviews.
OD.
But even with movies, you still have your audience.
I don't even feel like their reviews are better with movies. They even do shows. They review series too, episode by episode.
Yeah, they do.
They review chairs. They review sandwiches. They literally do reviews for everything.
I just feel like when it comes to IGN, I think that they're biased towards like games and stuff like that, because you have certain games where they rave and praise and stuff like that, and it's like the Metacritic, the audience score on it. You look at the Metacritic and it's like 10. You know what I'm saying? But they just gave it a 10 out of 10
because the way I hear people raving about Sparking Zero right now is like it's crazy. Like, this is the best fighting game that's come out. It's
not the best fighting game, but I mean, I get it. It's nostalgic. Every
they gave that a 7, by the way.
7.
I mean, honestly, it's a fair rating. I give it like an 8. I give it an 8. I mean, a lot of it is built over nostalgia. They kind of innovated on like the fighting aspect to make things quicker, to make it feel like you're in a Dragon Ball Z episode, which I thought was cool.
If you give that an 8, what do you give Star Wars then?
Star Wars?
Yeah. Outlaws?
Wait, which one? Outlaws?
Yeah.
I give it a 4.
Okay.
I think you're being too modest. It deserves a 2.
That's what I'm saying. IGN gave both of them a 7. I think IGN gave, what was it, Concord a 7 too?
Yeah, they gave Concord a 7, and I give Concord
lasted
I
a
give
week.
Concord a 1.1.
That's cool.
Yeah, I mean,
But that's what I'm saying though. Like, how do you?
but it's not just IGN. I mean, we're singling out IGN. There's so many other publications that do this too, and it's these big, syndicated publications that rating
I mean,
these games.
it could also be rollouts. You know, a lot of these companies will pay for these ratings or any.
Yeah,
Like,
but Bandai doesn't have to pay for a rating. I can see Ubisoft doing it,
Ubisoft
but I
on
mean
it.
not. Yeah, but I mean I'm not seeing Bandai. And then again, if you're paying for a rating, I'm not paying for a 7. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not paying for a 7.
He said we want to be good, but not that
They
good.
can't look like they.
I
They
mean,
can't
it
look
don't
like
got to be a
they-
10. I'm
they-
just saying I'm not
10.
paying for a 7. Like you're gonna give me an 8.5, a 9. You know what I'm saying? Maybe an 8.9. But I'm paying for anything above an 8. You know what I'm
He
saying?
said we
Like,
want to make this look good. Okay.
yeah, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know, man. IGN
I
is
feel like
just
other publications'
a bunch of
reviews
weirdos.
are a little bit more sound than IGN. I think IGN, their reviews are all over the place. They'll give one episode a 8, then another episode a 4. They'll give it's just too sporadic for me.
But no, I do agree with that because they did that with the Penguin series.
They sure
I think
did. They
the
gave one
first
episode
episode
like
they
a
gave
4.
it 10, then the second episode was like a 4 or 5 or something like
Mhm.
that. And it's like, but if you look at the Metacritic rate, I mean,
People love
Penguin has it's the 90% on above a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, and then the Metacritic score they just tested the very last episode that they dropped as the highest rated episode in television history.
And I can say they did not give that episode a 10.
No, IGN gave it a 7, I think, the last episode.
Yeah, it was like a 7 or a 6. Yep.
So what
Yeah,
is a good
so-
rating then? Like what
What's
makes
a good rating?
What makes a good rating a good rating?
I think anything above was 6.5.
Yeah, I mean,
Decent.
Because we look
Elden
at-
Ring, and Black Myth Wukong should be probably one of the highest rated games ever. Both of those games, respectively. They
Absolutely.
should be. Zelda is the first one. Breath of the Wild, one of the highest rated games ever. Games that kind of innovate on itself and push the envelope on what is possible in video games. They should have high ratings.
Yeah.
Games that kind of do sequels, for instance, that do what the first did really well and build upon that should have a high rating. Spider-Man, for example, Spider-Man 2, it should have a high rating because it took what it did good with the first game and built more of the story, more of the same. I'm cool with that because as a consumer, as a video game person, this is what I want from my video games. But what I don't want, like what we talked about last episode, is remakes like Until Dawn, games like Concord. These type of games nobody wants. So I'm okay with low ratings for those.
Yeah, but my thing is like when you compare the games, like IGN it gives all these games a 7. What makes a 7 a 7? You know what I'm saying? Like what? The Star Wars is definitely not a 7.
Well, I think it's relative to how you personally feel. Like for instance, what me and Rob just did right now with Concord. I gave it a 4. He gave it a 1 or 2. You know what I'm saying? Star Wars Outlaws. Well, no, I'm sorry. Star Wars Outlaws. I gave a 4. He gave it 2. Concord gave a 1. I think it's relative to the person that's reviewing it. I think two people can have two totally
like
different
categories. Like what categories are they going by? Like for example, innovation, creativity.
IGN doesn't go by categories. It's the person that's reviewing it. They rate it however they feel, which I'm okay with. But because, like I said, it's me. All the 4 of us is gonna have different experiences for a game. Right. Rob used Black Myth Wukong as one of the greatest games he's ever played, whereas I view Elden Ring as one of the greatest video games I've ever played. That's 2 different subjective, of feelings.
When you're being a critic, it has to be based on a metric scale. It has to be based on categories. Just like if you're judging
that they based
a competition, or I mean, if
let me put it this way.
Goes by that rhetoric, I think IGN should be doing the same thing. It can't be all feeling.
Right.
Really,
But I don't
1/4
think
of the
IGN
category.
does that though, because I'm gonna give an example. Madden. They had early access to Madden. They was back there with they was raving about it. Oh my gosh, EA finally did the right thing when it came to Madden and college football and what they're gonna be doing. And then when the actual review came out, they shitted on it. So like I said, I don't think that they really go by a set. All right, well, I'm gonna review it because what's the replayability? What's the how's the graphics? What's the how's the story? You know what I'm saying? Like,
though.
So here we go.
no,
So IGN
it depends on the game. It depends on the game.
IGN rates games by a number of categories, including gameplay, graphics, sound, presentation, lasting appeal. Yeah, that's what they go by, and they rate it through 1 through 10.
I think that's what they should go by. If you've actually read a review, they
Well,
read the Concord review. Read the Concord review.
That's what they are going by.
I know. I get it. I mean, that's like it's like your boss gives you a manual for what you're supposed to do at work. For what's your job position? Then you just go in and just like fuck it. I'm gonna do what I want to do. I feel like that's what IGN does. If you go read Concord's review, I promise you, bro. Like, there's no way that I got a 7. I don't care if Sony paid for it or not. There's no way. There's no way. You could pay me all the money in the world. I played Concord. I had early access to Concord. No.
I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And their 1 through 10 scale.
Yo, Rob, I was trying to 100% it before they took it down.
Did you listen
A 1 equals unbearable. 2 is painful. Wow. 3 is awful. 4 is bad. 5 is mediocre. 6 is okay. 7 is good. 8 is great. 9 is amazing. 10, masterpiece.
You know what we should do? Every time IGN does a review, we should review them.
Hey, review this rating. I hear you.
I'm good.
That'd be bad funny. First of all, there was like 15 typos in this review.
Oh man,
that's 2
who's
points
actually
right
playing this game?
Yeah, man. I don't know, man.
Who are playing these games? We need to know.
Not them, apparently.
The world needs to know who's playing this game to get these reviews, because
this crazy because the only time like I hit their YouTube channel is during like gaming events. The Summer Games Fest, the game show in December for Jeff Keighley, but Jeff Keighley got his own page up now, Future Game Show. So I don't need IGN. Fuck him.
I think one of the women did a review for Black Myth Wukong, right? And she gave it, she was complaining about how there were no females in the game and stuff like that.
No female representation. Yeah,
that doesn't make sense because you play the game. There were plenty of women in the game, bro, as characters, as like main stage characters as well. So that's how I can tell. Like most of these people that are making these reviews really not sitting there playing the games. You know what I mean?
Bro.
They probably have somebody else playing it and telling them information back. Like, okay, talk about this. Talk about this.
Wasn't there like a controversy with that girl too? Wasn't she upset like that she didn't get early access?
She had to block her whole Twitter from everybody. She made it private.
Oh yeah, she was she was getting bombed. Yeah. I mean, she deserved it though. I feel like anybody should just get booed. Everybody. You don't like the conversation or how it's going? Boo that person.
Bring Shane back.
Shame.
I think everyone has grown very sensitive, hypersensitive, and it's ridiculous. But I don't think we should bring back shame.
I'm just saying, just boom. Like, as soon as you don't like some, I'm telling you, I'm gonna start booing everybody. I'm gonna boo my wife. This breakfast sucks. Boo! Like, nah, I'm see how we edit this? Oh my god, man, I'm in trouble. I am in trouble.
I'm rooting for the wife. So, as we know, One Piece is going on hiatus for about 6 months. So, are we excited? What's for what's to come? What's holding us over for this next 6 months?
Me personally,
What's holding y'all over for the next 6 months?
Me personally, is
Well,
One
I,
Piece.
I think this is the topic for being Rob. I don't think anybody else is caught up.
Nope.
Is anybody else caught in?
Nope.
Is anybody
That's
else
what I'm
caught up? Like,
For me personally, it's going to be One Piece. I need to catch up. So there
Yeah,
you go.
I need to
I'm-
catch
I
up.
think
Still.
for the people
you know.
that haven't watched the anime is gonna be dope because y'all could literally catch up. Like this is the time. You got 6 months
Yeah,
to catch
this
up.
is the time.
Spoilers and
I
all.
was with a friend the
for
other
real.
day,
Yeah.
and he was just like, "What did I said something?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." I said, "This is going to be like 510, episodes if we do it like this." And he's like, "Oh, that's over half of One Piece." And I'm just like,
Nah, that's nowhere near half of One Piece. But yeah. Um
I'm just like,
no,
I
I
haven't
think
watched them all.
it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I mean, you
Yeah.
first of all, there was everybody was complaining about the pacing issues with the egghead with egghead arc, right? And what One Piece wants to do is what Toy wants to do is have more instead of doing one chapter per episode, which does mess up pacing. They wanted 2 or 3 chapters in one episode, like other animes out there. Dragon Ball Z, they don't just do one chat. Well, they kind of got their own situation with Toy, but they do a couple of chapters in one episode. The reason why JJK is so good watching wise is because there's like 3 or 4 chapters in one episode,
Mhm.
and they just mix mash them together and make it work.
I mean, from
Yeah,
what I
I think this is a great time because
they got new animation, everything.
the
Yeah.
fact that One Piece is getting the anime hiatus is perfect timing because it was actually catching up to the manga, so it gives more time
Yeah.
for them to write more manga stories,
Yep.
stretch it out. And right now, we have Bleach coming out, we have Dan. We're eating really good right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, anime is a really good spot. I think this is the biggest anime has ever been currently. With not just all the shows that's coming out, but with the people that's like excited for all these shows to come out. And then on top of that, the slate for the bottom half of this year and then the opening half of next year, it's going to flow directly into One Piece, especially with Elbaf, because they're gonna end this with Egghead. One Piece just got the Elbaf. The last chapter we just saw Loki. So if we could get past and figure out everything that's going with Elbaf, and by the time the One Piece anime starts again, oh man! And then on top of that, you give these animators more time to go crazy. The last couple of episodes of One Piece with Guard fighting IOG
I love that.
I want to see what they do because I doubt they're gonna show right now Gear 5 Luffy fighting the Gorosei. I think they're gonna wait.
They're gonna wait that one out.
Yeah, see, so I think it's gonna be, it gives you enough time, especially because Gear 5 is so intricate how you want to animate it. I think it's gonna give them enough time to actually do it. So it's gonna be fire.
Yeah, I definitely love that they panned off to everybody else to see what everybody else has got going on in the world and things like that, not just the crew, I thought that was
Oda's really good at that. That's one thing that I like about his writing is the fact that when, for instance, the Egghead arc, when you're reading it, like when the message is going out and Vegapunk is trying to talk to the world and everything, Oda emphasized everybody else hearing it on the Dendon Munshis. He's like, oh yeah. Over here, they're like, oh shit, that's what's really happening. Oh, over here is like, yo, so who's running the government? Yo, it's dope. Oda's really good at that. So to put that in episodes and stuff, I want them to elaborate on them. And I'm cool with them dropping filler episodes.
Yeah.
I think it's smart. I think from a business standpoint and from a number standpoint, it's actually smart to go on a bit of a hiatus. I mean, a lot of the top shows do it, anime and outside of anime, where they go on these hiatus and it only builds up the anticipation of fans wanting it back. They drop filler episodes, sales for merchandise and all these other things go up. Subscriptions go up in that time frame. So I think from a business standpoint, they're gonna make it's gonna be amazing for One Piece, for that franchise as a whole.
Well, I think what people are afraid of. I don't want to say afraid of. I think the gripe with everybody right now, because majority of, I'll say about 75% of fans think this is a good thing, but the 25% that don't think it's good is but the fact that One Piece is a weekly shonen. It's a weekly episode. It's a weekly anime. So when you take that from the equation, this is the longest One Piece has ever been out.
I was going to ask that. Had they ever done that before?
No, the last time that they took a hiatus was only for a month, and that they literally came back with new episodes. This is the longest they've ever actually sat
So
down.
is there like
It's
a
a good
worry
thing.
behind the scenes with the gangsterine about this then? Because
No.
if they've never done it before, this is either a really, like I said, a really smart business move, or does the 25% that are worried have a valid reason to be worried?
No, not at all. This is a good thing. It's a good thing for One Piece fans. This is a good thing for people that want to get into One Piece because it's the perfect time to get into One Piece. It's nothing but positives all around. I think that if the only negative that you could see is that I can't see new episodes. That's it. That's literally the only negative. But it's number positives, man. And let Oda cook, man. Let Oda cook, man. He's cooking right now, man. He's stepping it up. Let him cook.
I'm excited. Like Cap said, I'll be able to catch
y'all
up.
better catch up. Y'all better catch up.
I'm still in the middle of Wayne.
Because me and Rob, we on the manga. We waiting for the anime to catch up to us.
Guys, basically spat on My Hero. I have nothing to say to you. Did anybody see the movie that's out? I'm going to go see it in theaters right now. Of course you didn't. So I don't even want to hear it.
We hate that movie. I'm sorry.
I don't care. I will be on the bridge by myself. It's okay. That's kind of cool, though. Okay, did anybody see the trailer for Invincible season 3?
No, I didn't. I just heard it was announced. I didn't know there was a trailer. All right.
There is a trailer. The trailer has
they dropped like 2 trailers, didn't they?
I didn't know that.
They dropped an official trailer, then they dropped like an animated trailer, like it was him announcing it.
Yeah, it's
he's at a cafe.
The animated trailer. Yeah, he's in the cafe. So it is supposed to return, if I am correct, I think February 6th.
Yeah. First of all, shout out Seth Rogen. Shout out Seth Rogen because he's a huge comic book head and he's been very vigilant on keeping like his love for comics and staying true. I want them to bring back Preacher. Please. Please bring back Preacher. Finish Preacher. It was never finished. Nah, it was on FX. It was on, he had that and Badlands. He also produced Badlands, another comic book. Yeah.
Wow.
I think he has a deal with Vertigo because that's a Vertigo comic. All of them are. I think Invincible's Vertigo as well. If I'm not mistaken.
They're Image.
Image. That's what I'm sorry. Image. Yeah, he has a deal with Image because Preacher, Badlands, Into the Badlands, and Invincible. Those are all Image. So I think he has a deal with them, and he's been working closely with them and stuff like that. So shout out to Seth Rogen, man.
That is
and if it wasn't for him, we would have had a dope Ninja Turtle movie. So shout out him.
That's fine. I'm definitely super excited for this. The pacing, that this actually came out, because how long did we wait for season 2? So the fact that this,
I think that was a
the wait.
I think that
season 2, they played.
I think that was a COVID thing, though.
Okay.
I think that was a COVID thing, though.
But still,
because a lot of stuff was pushed back.
Yeah,
people were scrambling and everything to just get into a working normal flow. So I think COVID messed a lot of stuff up. I think new episodes for that would have came out sooner.
Wow.
If it wasn't for COVID.
Well, here we are now. We get to season 3.
We are here.
The season 2 was great.
One of the trailers actually took that approach, well, they call it the meta approach, where they were talking about how long they had to wait for the following season. So that was pretty cool. You see him going through, you see Mark going through his phone or whatever. And it's kind of cool.
Wow.
So.
Yeah.
I gotta
when
finish
Marvel was
season 2.
explaining how he was busy, and they showed the voice actor Stephen Young. I was weak. No,
Yeah,
they're fun.
so I'm excited. I'm excited.
How you
I'm
expect
really
season
I
two?
gotta finish season 2. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm
You
sorry. I
yourself,
haven't.
Wait,
I
like
know.
halfway through?
I'm halfway through. Well, you know what it is? This is what I do, right? Because a lot of these shows they come out, week to week and stuff like that. So I let them go by, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna binge it. I'm gonna binge all the episodes
Yeah,
and
didn't
stuff
they
like
do?
that.
They didn't do half and half. Or
No, no,
they
they with Invincible they dropped like the first 2 or 3 episodes right
Yeah.
there, and then they went week to week. That's what Prime does. Prime
Oh, no,
drops
waiting
like
for
2 or 3 episodes,
Got you. Yeah,
and then they go week to week.
And then we
So what
waited.
I do is I watch the first 4 episodes. Like I'll wait another week for the 4th episode to come out, and then so that's what I did. And then I never.
I was about to say
fucking
because
kill 'em. I watch
it's
this.
been over.
I know. Yo, but Blurry, come on, bro. Like, there's so many shows that come out, and then I watch it with my wife. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, like I gotta, and then I'm the bad guy because I gotta watch it by myself. And she gets mad. Come on, man. Like, yeah.
I get you.
Yeah.
But
no, I'm excited though. I'm excited. I want to see if are they gonna do the crossover, the Marvel crossover, or no? It's not gonna happen.
No, they already skipped that part.
They have
Okay.
They could have Spider-Man in it.
They have a long list of
sucks,
characters that are returning and new characters too. So this is gonna be, I would say, a star-studded season. You got J.K. Simmons coming back, Sandra Oh, she'd be Debbie, Jillian Jacobs as Autumn Eve, Zazie Beetz. You have Andrew
She's so fire.
Rennells.
Love
You
me some
have,
Zazie, yeah.
of course, Seth Rogen. You have Jason Mantzoukas. Now y'all know y'all shouldn't be having this name. Come on. Zachary Quinto, Greg Griffin. You have Kari Payton, Malik. I mean, this is a lot of people.
Wow.
Ross Marquand from X-Men '97. Jay Farrow, Ben Schwartz.
Oh, Jay shout out Jay Farrow, man.
Yeah, like it's. I mean, the list goes on. Clancy Brown from the Penguin. Chantel Van Satin will be back. What is it? Who is this? Peter Cullen and Marsha. I can't say his name. Ali. He'll be back. He'll be on. And he'll be playing Titan. So you have a really long lineup of actors that will be in season 3, and they're playing some really good characters. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Season 3 is gonna be fire.
It's gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire. And those are just the actors I listed. I didn't even list the characters that they're all playing.
Oof.
So this is gonna be fire. It's gonna be fire.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Guys, if you haven't seen it, make sure you check it out.
Word.
Okay. No Spider-Man. What's going on?
DLC for it.
For Spider-Man 2. Yeah, they announced Spider-Man 2 is actually coming to PC. It's coming to Steam. I think next year. I'm not sure. I know they just announced the date that it's coming to Steam, but I'm cool with this. Really? If anybody actually follows Insomniac, you know that there was never going to be any DLC because they already started developing Wolverine. You want them not to drop DLC because that means they're working on Fire.
Right.
I want Wolverine.
And plus on top of that, because they were leading towards the no storyline in the Spider-Man game and the movies coming out, so I guess they don't want those to.
They don't want them to clash. Yeah, that makes sense too. They might as well work on Wolverine and then double back for Spider-Man 3 because they're already greenlit Spider-Man 3 anyway.
Yeah, just wait till the movie comes out and take some, I guess, some concept
of yeah.
So you think that the pure cancellation of it was strictly because of the conflict with movies?
Nah, there was never a cancellation. They just never announced it. And that's why because I had an argument with somebody yesterday about that because they was like, oh, well, like it would have been cool. Like they should have dropped DLC and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, if you go off of the timeline of the first game, they announced the DLC for the first game when the game dropped. He said we have future DLC coming out, future stories, future missions that we're going to drop. They never did. They never announced it. They never inclined. There was no inclination or anything. Matter of fact,
Does it
as
say
soon as
specifically
this
that
came out,
Sony cancels it? So
nah, they didn't cancel it. I think that's just them trying to get it, but it was never in development. If you go off of the leaks, because Insomniac and all of them got hacked, and or mad stuff came out, and they was never working on DLC. They was working on Wolverine, and they was working on a multiplayer Spider-Man game, and that got canceled, which I thought was gonna be fire. That was gonna be fire, man. But yeah, so if you're going go for the leaks,
to Forbes, it says that Insomniac has announced that Spider-Man 2 is already making it to PC on January 30th of 2025, which is less than a year and a half of the launch of the PS5. So, but they also announced that no story DLC for Spider-Man 2 is happening, which represents a departure from the plans that leaked in the large Insomniac hack last year.
Yeah, well, and that's going off of the multiplayer. That was going to be the only thing that they was working on. I know y'all two haven't played it, but Rob Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, you see these streams we getting?
No, but y'all don't have a PS5. Y'all don't have a PS5, man. Y'all have a PS. But look, Spider-Man was trying to work on a multiplayer that was similar to the multiplayer of Ghost of Tsushima, where it's 4 people and it's mission based and time based and stuff like that. And it's 4 different Spider-Man from different Spider universes, and they was gonna come together and make it work somehow. That was canceled, and that was a part of the leaks. They was working on that as multiplayer. That was going to be the DLC.
Yes, it was according to them. It was supposed to be 3 DLC planned for this past year mostly, and none of them are happening. They're not happening now, and they're not happening in the future.
Yeah,
they were based on the Beetle, Carnage, and the Spider-Verse tie-in.
Yeah, I'm cool with all that.
And Carnage was supposed to be
Wolverine.
Was supposed to be the main game.
Give me a proper Wolverine game, like Wolverine Origins. I'm cool.
Ooh.
I'm cool with that.
I mean, did we get?
You seen the leaks? It kind of looks like Spider-Man, bro, but Wolverine.
Yeah, it does. But I think when the leaks came out, because the game was announced for next year, I don't think it's coming out next year. Because I think once it leaked and everything, and it got a whole bunch of backlash, I think they went back to the drawing board and they kind of like reworking assets and stuff like that. I don't mind a semi-open world that's more linear, God of War type. Give me a God of War type Wolverine game.
God of War.
But I want everything that I got from
Venom?
Wolverine Origins. No, I think they're gonna come out with it. They're gonna explain everything in Spider-Man 3. That's why, like, I'm not worried about Insomniac makes really good games. I'm not worried about Insomniac. They're like the least. They're least of my worries. I'm more worried about like the other studios that Sony has. I'm cool with Insomniac.
Okay.
I mean,
Insomniac, they be doing their thing.
Sounds good to me. Really?
So is the God of War live action not happening?
Who was supposed to play the main character?
I don't even know. Be The Rock.
I don't even know. There's mad different conflicting reports, but they were saying like how so there was like 3 different scripts that had came out. Sony really liked the last one that they came out, and then they just scrapped it and they went back to the drawing board. So it's like they're in hell right now.
Wow. They in hell with Blade movie?
I think it's worse. It might be worse.
I think it's worse.
It might be worse, man. I don't know.
I mean that we a live action God of. Who would you cast as your main character? Who would play Kratos?
I think that with everything in the God of War realm,
I'm talking about you personally.
Who would I cast?
Yeah, who would y'all cast as Kratos?
Triple H.
That's crazy. Really?
Batista.
That's not a bad. Triple H.
Triple H, no.
I don't know.
I think
Yeah,
you
he gotta get back on the
could.
roids, you know. He gotta get back on the roids, but Triple H.
Give me
I don't know.
Batista.
You
I say
remember,
either
you
Dave
remember Blink, didn't you?
Batista or Jason Momoa. I'll take Jason Momoa too. Yeah, look.
Unfortunately,
That got me happy.
I'll take
Just
Jason.
man,
Jason Momoa wouldn't go bald for
you
this
gotta
movie,
be to
man.
just
Yeah, I don't think he'll
his
cut his
hair.
hair for that.
Yeah,
the
he's not
man.
cutting his hair. He's not cutting his hair for it.
You can always wear like the cap. Though.
No, you know who I would take though? All jokes aside, Taron Egerton.
Who's that?
For that.
It's the
I
kid
thought
from
Spider-Man actors.
he played in what's the spy movie in London? He's British. The spy movie in London with the they got the
You talking about
suits and
Kingsman?
stuff like that. Kingsman. Yeah, he was the star of Kingsman. First movie.
Oh,
Taron
okay.
Egerton.
That's Kratos.
Yeah.
Eggsy as
Bro,
Kratos?
he got beefy, bro.
Yeah,
He
he's
got
on a slow
beefy.
now. If you're talking about who I think you're
But
talking about,
He
yeah,
got
he's on a slow now.
beefy, bro.
Kratos is
Yeah, look
angry.
at him right now, bro. Matter of fact, he got a movie coming out in December with pause. He got a pause. He got a movie coming out in December with with Jason Bateman on Netflix.
I don't know. Kratos is angry.
Yeah, but that's what I was trying to get
Kratos
into.
is
That's
angry, bro.
I wouldn't go for live action if I was Sony. I would go for anime. I would go for more of a
animation.
because you could do so much more with animation.
According to Deadline, Sony Pictures TV and Amazon MGM Studios, they are staging a do-over of God of War. So they're scrapping it because quite a few people, the EPs, and they all departed from the project. So they are starting over. So they still plan to go forward with this live action series, but they're going back to the drawing board.
Okay, I mean,
give me an anime, man. Give me an
a
anime.
more accurate series.
Yeah,
none of that made up shit that they're gonna throw into
nope.
it.
Yeah, because even with the live action, it was talking about starting from where they are right now. Why not start from the Greek stuff? You're immediately jumping into.
Should do.
That's what they need to do.
The Greek stuff, yeah.
Oh, but shout out Sony right now because they're talking about redoing the other 3 games and dropping them on PC. So that's a W.
Oh, nice.
I would definitely play them.
Yeah, for real. That's money. They gonna make some money.
Like a complete redo or a remaster.
It's remaster. They're not like
remaster
from the ground up. It's more gonna be like a remaster. But I much prefer the redo. Give me a proper remake of the first 3 games and then drop them day one on PC with PlayStation. Man, take my money. I'm buying 2 versions. I'm buying PlayStation and
I'm buying 2 versions.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Take my money.
About this live action with them still even going forward with it is because according to Deadline, so the EPs, they left. But this was after they had a successful first season script and they were praised. These scripts were critically acclaimed and praised. So now the other producers want to go in a different creative direction. That whole creative direction piece, that's what scares me about this, because they want to hire a complete new writer's room, a complete new team to go in this new creative direction. But is this going to still, stay true to the line of the story of the game, or what's this new direction?
No idea. But that's what I was just saying. They had a really good script. They liked the script. Then it was like, fuck it. Fuck it. I don't know what Sony's doing, man. Sony is in this weird space right now.
Making Kratos gay, bro. That's it. They want to make Kratos gay.
I can see them doing that too. That's the scariest part.
I can definitely
see them doing that.
Unfortunately,
I mean,
they're gonna make them bisexual.
I'm gonna say Greeks.
Yeah, they're gonna make them bisexual. It's like, oh, Aphrodite, you're so hot, but your brother is too.
He used to go crazy, bro. He used to go crazy.
Yeah, man.
And I do think you're right. They need to start from his past life in Greece. Instead, they're planning to start just after it
Yeah, that's what I
when
said.
he sets out on that journey or whatever.
I
So
don't,
I think
I
they
don't
need
agree with
to
that.
they need to actually show what happened in Greece.
If they're gonna do that, I think they're gonna do like flashbacks of the past.
Yeah,
That
they
would
probably
make
did
sense.
that.
Yeah, that would make
how
sense.
he got his skin.
Yeah.
I'm not cool with that. Like I said, if I much rather animate anyway, only because, like I said, there's so much more you can do with animation. There's so much more you could show. There's so much more you could do other than live action. Do I want CGI fights? No, man. Just give me the animation and make it fire.
I don't know.
A whole series full of just CGI fights and CGI blood and CGI Titans and CGI Zeus and no, bro, no. If you're gonna do all of that, I'd much rather animation. Like I said, you could do so much more. Think of Castlevania. Everything that they done with the anime for Castlevania on Netflix. You think that we would have got all of that in the live action?
No, but I do think that there's still something to be said for people actually doing stunts and attempting to do these things. A lot of the greatest series were people doing live action, doing their stunts, actually putting some grit into it. I don't want everything to be dependent upon animation.
Cool. We have live action though. We have live action Spider-Man. We got live action Batman. We got live action Superman. Not everything has to be live action. That's my only argument. Not everything has to be live action.
Not everything has to be animation. For as great as animation is,
certain things don't have to be
animation. Is just all right.
We didn't need a live action.
Y'all saw who here has seen Batman versus Robin or Batman and Robin, the animation, right? Y'all seen that? Okay,
I've seen it.
Cool. Now live action for that would have been cool. It would have been cool.
Would have been fire,
right?
It
would be fire. How are they gonna do it?
CGI.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
I hear you, bro. But
think about this:
like,
Invincible, as dope CGI, as dope as Invincible is, I don't think a live action would be better than what they've done in the anime so far.
No,
it would look better.
No, animation looks better.
I could say a lot of the scenes will hit a lot harder.
Yeah, I could give you that. I think it would hit a lot harder, but I don't think it would look better aesthetically. Animation is way more pleasing to the eye. You could add colors, you could add different things. There's stuff that you could show in animation that you can't
takes
show.
away from the actual story. For example, if you go back, let's go old school just for 2 seconds. Go back to the old school Hercules series, Xena, or all the sci-fi series that came out that were not animation. Those things are still in the minds of people. They're still considered classics. That's what they're basing, a lot of these animation shows off of now. So it's like it's kind of like a give and take. Certain, like Cap said, certain things don't belong in live action.
Those are the best that we can do during those times. Those are the best that we can do during those times. We're doing so much better now. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. We can do a lot better now, but I'm not saying I don't think everything needs to be animation.
I think that depending on the budget, depending on what you're trying to do for a particular show, it just God of War is one show that I would say if we're doing like Uncharted, okay, I'd much rather a live action Uncharted. If we're doing a Ratchet and Clank, you're not doing a live action Ratchet and Clank, you're doing an animation. If we're doing Sly Cooper, you're not doing live action, you're doing animation. If we're doing what's another Sony Blood Rain.
We got a nice CGI group, man.
But that's within live action, and I'm cool with that. But this I think there's a time and a place for live action, and there's a time and a place for anime. And I think for God of War, it would be better served as animation because of what you could do. If you make a God of War series that goes off of the Invincible anime, that animation, that level of detail within the animation, God of War would be one of the best animes out, period. Because one is going to be rated M, so it's not going to be nothing but bloody and gory. And then two, your you have a bigger scope with anime than what you would have with the live action God of War and making it rated R.
Do you think the Halo series would have been better if it was animated?
Probably.
I will. I mean, look at the anime movie that they came out with, Reach. It was dope. Everybody loved it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that I think what Halo's downfall was, it wasn't the CGI. What it kind of was the CGI because it was the elites and stuff like that. But more often, I think it was more of the story. I think that's what turned off a lot of people. I think people that watched it, never playing the game ever, thought that it was fire. The people that I spoke to that have never played Halo, oh, this show was cool, man. I want to get into the game. But the people that are actually that played the game and know Halo and the lore and everything, they didn't like it because they kind of went away from their story. They kind of started doing their own thing.
They killed the Orbiter.
That's whole creative licensing. It's scary scope sometimes. They don't always get it right.
If you're going, the reason why these stuff is so beloved is because of the story, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to make a proper show, movie, whatever, with a license, it has to. I don't care if you take the story and then kind of add to it, like, oh, I'm gonna add this, or I'm kind of gonna expand on this idea, or this idea was never established in this, like it was brought up. It could be a plot hole that I want to fill in. I'm cool with that. But when you take a story and you start this way, and then there's that fork in the road, and it's like continue the story or fuck it up.
Yeah.
And then you go, you know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of where Halo, that's where they went wrong. They started the story, and then as soon as he took his helmet off, I was like, yeah, they about to fuck this shit up.
Clipped.
But see, that's the crazy part though. But we see John's face all the time, bro. Like if you read the comics, you see him when he was younger, actually like without the suit. We see him train.
Yeah, I'm cool with that, but I think that I in my head, as soon as he took his helmet off and then he started having sex and they started doing like it was just a whole bunch of stuff.
Bro. He been
I'm cool with him.
He's fighting for his life. He can't get no buns, bro.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that, but y'all are over sexualizing Master Chief, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is this show for me, or is this show for the chicks that's watching this that want to be on Master Chief? Like, you know, it's a tricky road that you go down when you start looking at the story, and then you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna do my own thing. I'm cool with you doing your own thing, but keep it within the lore, keep it within the frames of the story.
Yeah.
But I do think that Halo would have been better served as an anime because of the animation, the things that you could have done, especially with how crazy the lore of Halo is.
Yeah,
I think it really depends on the story.
You can't blame them for trying, at least.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't. But this is HBO has such a good track record with shows that I'm surprised that Microsoft didn't go to HBO and it went to Paramount. So that's why, like, and that's another thing. I think that the studio or where you go for particular shows, that can also be a hindrance. It can also be, your downfall, depending on where you go. What's the budget? What are we looking at? I don't think Halo had a really good budget. Even though they said like it was one of the most, but that's just CG, that's just animation work. But when it actually came down to the actual show, like I don't really think they had a good budget. I don't think they had good writers. I don't think that they had good set designs and costumes and stuff like that. The Master Chief was CGI, bro. And then on top of that, the CGI was just bad.
I mean, it was harder because they had to put that boy in stilts because Master Chief is like.
Yeah, he's like 8 feet tall. Yeah, he's. But I'm cool with that too. I'm cool with that. Like, just Thor, and canonically, Thor is like 8-9 feet tall. But in the MCU, he's regular height or whatever. They could have just did it like that. Like you just do too much when you try to do too much. I'm about to coin that. You do too much when you try to do too much. You know what I'm saying?
Don't coin that.
Don't
Don't
coin
do
that.
that.
I'm coining it. I'm about to get a shirt. I'm about to
Delete
do
that.
too much when you try to do too much, man. You know what I'm
Like when you
saying?
editing this, delete that part. That never even happened.
That's the name of this episode. Yeah, it's the name of the episode now. Fuck it.
No.
and I'm gonna have a crying Jordan Master Chief face. You do too much when you try to do too much.
That's crazy.
I cannot. Well, I hope that they get it right with God of War. I think this would have been I think they could do a lot with it as long as they stick to the story. So
they can.
So everybody knows that this weekend was and
boo.
I did
not.
Comic-Con.
Do you guys know why I'm booing you guys, right? You guys know why I'm booing you?
No.
You guys know. Oh yeah, we're gonna get together and we're gonna.
Hey.
First of all, it was not my
day.
I stayed on y'all. I kept asking when we was getting the tickets to go together. I thought
it was next week.
What?
I don't know why. The 25th is like a huge date for me right now.
You know what? You guys are on black people timing.
No,
this is
my job.
Textbook definition.
I did my job.
You didn't do your job. Did you go to Comic-Con? Did you go?
First of all, I reminded them over and over again. I said, when it was
the
only reason why I had to yesterday is because I was at the Chelsea Film Festival. It's the same weekend, and I had to work. That's the only reason why.
Mary, this is
convenient, huh?
This is you right now. Deflect.
It's not deflecting. That's an actual fact. They have no reason why they didn't go at all.
Ma'am, I was there in spirit. Okay.
I told you.
No, I was there in spirit because I got updates, shorts. I even sent y'all. So stop.
This is crazy.
So the highlights of some of the highlights of the Comic-Con this weekend is DC.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You know what? I'm the only one that had a valid reason, y'all, to not be in attendance. Thank you. I was working.
No. I'm the only one with the valid reason.
No, you're not.
Man, it was my birthday, bro.
I'm out of state. I'm out of state with the newborn. I am the only one with the valid excuse.
You don't have a car?
Thank you.
That's not a valid excuse.
You don't have a car?
You don't travel?
It broke down. It broke down. It broke down. It broke down in my driveway. Like
in the driveway.
In the driveway.
I guess Uber don't exist no more either, right? Uber looked at
I'm Ubering from Tennessee to New York. Nah, bro, you're wilding.
A plane from Tennessee to New York ain't long.
Quick flight.
Ride ain't long.
Quick flight.
Listen, my wife doesn't drive, and so she needs me. Like I gotta. Yeah, she doesn't drive.
I thought the excuse was
but wasn't you there alone for a whole weekend on one of these episodes? So she don't need you that much.
First of all, I was alone. You don't gotta be. And that was like 3 weekends ago. Come on, man.
That doesn't matter. It happened.
Like
it happened. Like I said, I am the only one that had a valid reason not to be there. I was working the festival.
I don't know. You can always
call
out
that either, man. You know
call
what I mean?
out.
You can always call out.
Did you just say call out?
Pull a Kawhi.
I'm sick.
Yo, pull a Kawhi Leonard, man. Pull a Kawhi Leonard. Say your knee hurts.
It's a condition. All right.
So,
that's a condition.
No. First of all, when I debut my own film and I'm not working on someone else's film, y'all better not call out. Y'all better be there and y'all better be in the front row.
I don't do front rows.
Festival.
I don't do front rows. I like nosebleeds, so you can't see if I'm there. So if I decide not to show up, I can still say I was there. You know what I'm saying? I like nosebleeds.
So you go to Eagles games and sit in the nosebleeds.
Excuse me, sir. I don't go to Eagles games. They come to me.
That's kind of crazy.
Why sir? A little crazy.
So
some of the highlights at the Comic-Con was DC. They actually debuted every single day, including today.
Creature Commandos, super hype.
So they made some incredible announcements. They actually had a lot of the actors from some of your fave series and upcoming series as well that were there. They had some of the actors there from Penguin, from Lantern series that's coming. They had some of the so they had the actors there from that. They also had some announcements with some upcoming movies, both live action and animated, and some of the actors from their other movies that were there, like Superman, and they were there. Usually, they don't do an everyday panel. Usually, DC or Marvel, they'll do like a specific day and they'll make that whole day centered around them at these events. But DC decided to do a panel every single day of the event. So I thought that was kind of cool. They also, the setup this year was amazing. At least I thought it was amazing how they had all of the exhibits, the exhibiting floor. I've actually worked Comic-Con before, so usually the setup is quite different from what I saw from some of the videos online. So the setup was pretty cool, and I'm a girl's girl, so I also loved how they had a number of our fave action figures donned, and so it were made out of Swarovski crystals. Amazing. Of course, they gonna run you a lot of money, but it was amazing to look at. But I know the cheapest of those figures was about $445, and that wasn't even for the regular sized one. So
$445, like $445 or 4,000.
The small ones were $145. Now I'm sure
anything with Swarovski, man.
The
Like,
bigger you get, the more expensive you get with Swarovski. So
it's just glass.
It's pretty glass.
You're paying for the name.
Pretty glass. It's pretty glass.
Damn, if only Mary was there.
You know what?
Yeah, man. If only I had some videos to put up on TikTok, man.
Well, first of all, I have a lot of people that were there, so I'll probably still get some decent content to put up. That's how you do your job without being there. It's called delegation. It's called delegation. It's called connection.
Now, if they watch this, and they're like, "We need payment for our videos. Like, we're gonna send you."
See, yeah, that's crazy.
No,
yeah.
My people love me. No. And for the record, for those who were not able to be in attendance for Comic-Con, they're actually this year they're allowing you to stream it. So you can actually stream all the panels that you missed in live streams or after the fact on all of their social pages, and you can also do it on Twitch as well. So you can actually stream every panel and segment from Comic-Con on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook. And I think there's even some clips that were transferred over to Reddit, but you have to go to the actual page. And if you Google Comic-Con to be able to stream it, the link will also pop up as well. All the links for each and every outlet.
You work for them or you work for us?
I work for y'all, but since y'all did not go there, actually I work for myself. But since y'all weren't able to go there,
you a Comic-Con employee or you a nerd? Like, what's going on here? Like,
I am a nerd, which is how I know how you can stream Comic-Con.
Now that's fine though. The highlight for me was the Marvel panel, Daredevil. Obviously, we're getting I'm glad that they're staying true to what they did with Netflix, and it's just gonna be on Disney now. They're staying true to Daredevil and the show. The showrunner was brought back. It's gonna be 18 episodes of just pure hour-long fisticuffs. Yeah, White Tiger. White Tiger. It's gonna be
original White Tiger too.
Yeah, it's gonna be gonna be so fire.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
I'm glad that Marvel is doing just like they kind of like saw everything that they did wrong. They're trying to right the ship by coming out with quality instead of quantity. So it's refreshing to see Marvel take action and actually do the right thing when it comes to these properties. So I'm cool with that. That was my highlight.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we got like we got like I mean, it's a It's a shitty clip, but we got a clip. It looks good.
It looks good. Why you gotta call it shitty? You know,
Because it was. I mean,
Why can't
it
you
wasn't a
just
it wasn't a theatric, 2-minute clip. It was, somebody holding up a
Yeah,
phone.
cell phone.
Yeah. It was
humble,
shitty.
grateful.
It was
you
a
know?
bad angle. He kept moving in. Like, come on, man. Hold your hand steady, man.
But at least you were there from Tennessee. At least you were able to see something. But no, it did
You know
look
what?
really, really
They're actually doing a mini little Comic-Con out here in Nashville that I plan on going to, and it's next month. So I will be going there. I'm gonna take the kids. And,
nice.
Yeah, so I'll get some footage and stuff like that. Send you guys some flick it up. We'll get some. I'll do everything that you guys were supposed to do this weekend. I'll do it.
That's crazy.
You like how I did that, right? You like how I did that? You know what I'm saying?
See, you just made it worse for them because they're out here in the same state as me, so I can just find them and hurt them for making me look bad.
Hey, man, her deflection game is crazy. Yo, in Dragon Ball Z when somebody shoots a Kai blast at Goku when he's like, pew. Mary is just
I can say I'm deflecting all you want to, but I was making my coin, so y'all better leave me alone.
Saying with the deflections, I'm telling you, man.
I'm just saying. I'm coming, so.
No, she is Neo.
Hey, listen,
typical Thanos levels, bro.
It's always next year.
Thanos levels. It's crazy.
It's always next year, and there's also a bunch of different events that are still going to be happening throughout the end of the year. So,
word.
And
all the fans out there watching, we will be trying to figure everything out. We're gonna try to go to the San Diego Comic-Con, so we'll try to figure all of that stuff out because that is the actual Comic-Con. New York is cool. All the other ones is cool, but San Diego is where to be.
The one.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to figure it out and get there. Even if it's just us walking the floor, I don't care what it is. We're gonna do what we can to get out there. So yeah.
Nice.
Matter of fact, if we start a GoFundMe, I expect every single one of you fans to contribute to this trip.
I'll give you $1.
You see, a full panel. This is what a full panel show is, okay?
That's funny.
Fund this trip, you know what I'm saying? Y'all want to see the content. Y'all love us. Come on. Let's do it, man. Let's do it, man.
A GoFundMe is crazy.
Is it though? Is it in this day and age, man? I mean, we could.
I didn't think he was gonna say GoFundMe.
I'm about to do a Kickstarter. I'm about to do a Kickstarter for us. We're about to get it. Kickstarter is coming. What we go? Wait, what? What you need over there? What you need for the podcast? That's okay. Don't worry about it. Kickstarter coming.
Well, there are.
You need a new mic?
That's becoming popular. Business warming parties. So instead of people doing housewarming parties, they're showing up and doing things for businesses. Like you have like your little opening or whatever.
Doing podcast episode reveals too. Imagine that'd be crazy.
So this week's versus, in honor of Spooky Month, we are going dark. Chucky versus Annabelle. Who y'all got?
I don't know Annabelle that well, so
Annabelle Spikes.
I got Annabelle too. Annabelle is not just bro. She's spiritual.
Demon.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like she don't even gotta move. Chucky gotta move to get to you, bro. Like you can run away from Chucky. You can't run away from Annabelle. The doll is in one room. You gonna get killed in the other room. It's cool.
Chucky.
I don't gotta move.
Chucky has never fought the supernatural. He only fights kids.
and get punched. He gets punched too. He gets punched by kids. Yo, you see a 2-foot doll running at you. What are you doing?
Like that's his thing. It's shock value. That's where he gets most of his kills in. Like you're just shocked that a doll is chasing you with a knife. And you're like, you stand there like an idiot and die.
He would
that's how he kills, bro.
He would have a better fight against he would have a better fight against Leprechaun.
True.
But even Leprechaun kind of, because Leprechaun is kind of spiritual too. Yeah, he got magic. He just be popping up in places like, hey, look at me charms. Like,
okay, but it's the fact that Chucky is a doll and he's alive. That's demonic. That's spiritual too. Technically, Chucky is magical too because he's a doll that's alive that can kill you.
Nah, he's it's a spirit inside of a Annabelle's a demon.
The longer he
That's what I just said. A spirit inside of a doll to make them alive to kill you. That is demonic. Hello.
No, I don't think
it's not a doll anymore because the longer he stays within the doll, the doll's body becomes more real. So he
still
gets like
demonic.
Blood.
Still demonic.
And destroy the doll. He does.
Wow.
With Annabelle, it's like you can't.
And Annabelle's a demon.
Even if you put even if you put the doll in another room, you're still, as long as it's within the house, you're still gonna be haunted.
Wow.
Matter of fact, they tried to kick it out the house and it came back. You can lock a door on Chucky, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, stay your little ass outside. Like, nah, that doll is magically appearing in the house. Annabelle is just, hi. Like, you have to lock Annabelle. That's what I'm saying. You gotta lock Annabelle into a case
and do some.
Yeah. Do some juju. Like, you know what I'm saying? Chucky is just
those people, they're trained for Annabelle. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're trained for the Chucky. He has the only thing
you don't need no training for
the
Chucky,
is the Legatum spell that he uses to transfer his soul. Other than that,
you know how to yeet a football, you know how to defeat Chucky. That's it. Yeet him out the window and close it, lock it.
Close it, lock it. That's funny.
Slappy would be a better challenge for Chucky. From Goosebumps.
Oh, that's bad funny. Yeah, he was. Yeah, Annabelle Clears.
Yeah, Annabelle Sleeping. Yeah, by far.
Well, what would y'all? I know the answer, but what would y'all rather be in a situation? Annabelle or Chucky?
I'd rather fight Chucky.
I'd rather fight Chucky.
With the way you just said it.
But then again, I know. I don't. I can take both. I can take either one of them because I'm.
I know. Annabelle, you have to have like strong spiritual conviction.
I was just gonna say you got to put on the armor of God. I can.
You gotta
against any one of them. I'm God's child, and I've dealt.
You gotta start reading biblical scriptures for Annabelle.
Sure do.
That's some freaking Hebrew, bro.
The whole armor of God. You sure do.
Yeah, I mean, I like to say my belief in God is there. But you don't know until you in that situation, and because
I've been in that situation, so that's why I said bring it on, because I know I'm gonna survive.
You fighting ghosts?
You a ghost? Spirits?
Fight the paranormal.
Spirits?
Paranormal.
You scared my bad. Spirit detective.
Yeah, I love it. I fucking love it. All right.
I'm just saying, I could show you some things and teach you some things.
No,
I can bring up my spiritual energy. I mean, you told me I could go Bankai, Mary?
That's crazy. Bankai is insane.
You have to get your Bankai voice out.
All I'm saying is, we all know there's a truth to every joke. So,
nah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
100%.
That's a fact.
Man, I've survived through some things.
I just much rather not be in that situation.
I know Halloween is scaring me though, bro.
Just much rather not be in that situation. Bro.
All your life. Goddamn, bro. I'm scared.
If you had to choose going upstairs or downstairs, I choose upstairs, man. Let me fight Chucky.
Exactly, upstairs. Upstairs.
Guys,
guys,
much rather not that spiritual warfare, man. That's a different.
We can talk about this all day, but we have come to the end of this episode. So be sure to like, click, share, and subscribe. We want to hear from you in the comments. Make sure you follow all of our socials at Not a Nerd Pod. We want to hear from you.
And hit that notification bell.
We will see you guys next
Other
week
way.
on
Other side,
Friday.
bro. Other way. Other way.
There's the other way. So
Other side.
on Friday
Nah.
for our very first live episode.
There you go. There you go.
But it's
Our
on my side.
Halloween
It's
episode,
That's
guys.
weird, yeah.
Oh, wait. Say it again, Mary. Let them know. Let them know next week it's going
Friday,
down.
October 25th is going down. Our very first live episode, our Halloween episode / game night. So make sure you come with your costumes. Make sure you're coming. You're tuning in. Check out our socials for any other information. We want to play with you. That sounded so creepy.
Whoa.
But
That's-
you know what?
I'm glad you caught it.
Listen,
Glad you caught it.
That's where we at. We supposed to be creepy.
Woo.
Yeah, make sure everybody who
Bring
is
your candy corn.
participating downloads Dead by Daylight. We will be playing Dead by Daylight. We will be the ones running around. We are going to make you the killer, and you get to chase us. We get to ask you questions while you're on there, while we do our live episode. Yeah, he's not catching me either.
Not catching me.
But it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a really good time, man. We will see you guys next week.
Peace.
Later.
Ew, you're a nerd.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Whatever.
Nerd.